Here begins the second part of lesson 10.1, and we're going to focus on the last three questions of our notes. And this situation has roots being multiplied. And the property is that the outside pieces get multiplied together, and the inside pieces get multiplied together, and we're left with 6 root 200, which we would then say is simplifiable, and we would look at that as 2 times 100, 2 times 50, 2 times 25, and 5 times 5. And as we've mentioned all along, we look at what numbers show up twice, and I should clean this up here. This is 5 squared. That's a 5. All right, so inside the root we have 6 on the outside, and on the inside we have 2 squared times 2 times 5 squared. And as we've said, we care about when something is being squared inside a root because it comes out, and this will come out, and we're left with 6 times the 2 times the 5 with the root 2 still on the inside. So this is 60 root 2. Example 5, we have one root and we're trying to simplify numbers and variables. So this gives us 2 and 56, 2 and 28, 2 and 14, 2 and 7. So we have 2 squared and 2 squared. But I'm also going to write down this. Well, actually, I'll wait for that. So I have a root of 2 squared times 2 squared times 7 times x squared times y. Okay, so here's how we handle variables. The 2 comes out as we talked about before, another 2 comes out, and an x comes out. So just like the number, the variables work the same way. So we'll have 2 times 2 when they come out, times x, because the root of x squared is x, and on the inside we have 7y. So 4x root of 7y is considered simplified. Our last question is a combination of a lot of things, so very good question. When we're multiplying roots, the insides get multiplied times each other, so we're going to end up with the root of 12, and then we add exponents here, so x to the 5th. And we'll go about our business like we've been doing, and I'm going to take 12 and go 2 times 6, 2 times 3, but now I'm going to take the x squared and write it as, or the x to the 5th and write it as x squared, that's 4 x's, times x to the 1. So that gives us 5 x's, but written out in the way that we can use it. So again, this is 2 squared, so we're going to write the new root as 2 squared times 3 times x squared times x squared times x. So as before, when you root something squared, it comes out. So we're going to be left with 2 on the outside, and x, another x, and on the inside we have a 3 and an x left. So 2x squared root 3x. This ends part 2 of lesson 10.1.